Hello and welcome to Colouring with Colourful Crafts. Okay, so today is going to be I'm going to share a few of the colouring pages I've done this last week, and also my thoughts on my new set of Tombows that I got bought for Christmas, which are really cool. There's a few in there that are like old ones, like that one's an old one of mine, but most of them are new. So I'm going to put that out of the way and we'll start off with these. So this is in no particular order. I'm just going through what I've done. And also I am waiting for a book to arrive, which I am going to be using for my buddy, well not buddy colour, but my colour along colouring tag with Colourful Mother of Three, I think she's called. Anyway, she's got her own channel, and I think she's going to be doing a lot from that book, and it's a Japanese book, the one that I've chosen. I think it's called Ivy and the Green, or Green and the Ivy, or something, you know, if you're into that kind of thing. So I'm just waiting for that book to arrive, but I've got it sent from, I think it's coming from somewhere like America, because again, we're in England and America always seem to get copies first. So yeah, I've got to wait a while before that comes, but it is on its way. But it could be a few weeks before I get hold of it. So until then, I can't sadly join in with the buddy colour. Anyway, back to what I'm doing. So, Shooting Star. This is a book that I got bought for Christmas, and I have done a few pages out of this. So let's start off with the first page I did. Oh no, that's not my first page I did. Sorry, the first page I did. Oh, that's gone now. Oh, it's on the floor. Great. First page I did in this one for this month was this one here of the I'm hopeful I'm getting all this in camera, of the is she like Mother Earth or something, looking over their little blue house. And I decided to go for a rainbow theme with the hair, and also, if you can see all around her, I've done a rainbow effect. I actually used my I think this is a Jane Davenport rainbow, Jane Davenport rainbow pencil here. It's like the all black one, and then the nib of it is all rainbow colours right the way around. So I went over it with that to highlight her skin. I've left her skin plain because I didn't want to mess around with the tones too much in there. I wanted to keep it quite neutral. And then of course we have the birds, or what I believe are swallows. I chose to do them in blue. And down by the little house we have the star, because if you know this this book, there is always a star throughout the book. Shooting Star, it's every page. So like this page you get the star, and let me see, and this page you get the stars, and this one is the other page I've done. Let me just take that off. It's come off. I don't know why I get these little sticky plastic things. They don't really seem to work, so when I've used them up, I'm going to try some more that I've ordered off Amazon. Let's see if they're any better. So yeah, so this is my second page. For this one I went with a bit of a different kind of colour palette. It's very much reminiscent of like autumn and spring feel, with the pinks and the browny reds. The trees and leaves anyway are done with the Tombows, my new Tombows. So the trunks and the leaves and the little house and the little plant thing here, and then the rest I did with polychromos, I believe, and also a bit of my other pens, which I shall try and remember the name. These ones, the dual tip acrylic marker pens by Arteco, yeah, those, for around the tops of the mountains. I kept with this colour scheme theme because I'd seen it somewhere else, and online on an advertisement, and they had used this as their colour palette, and I thought, oh, I'm going to try and use that in my book. So that's another great tip if you don't have the Sarah Renee Clark's colour cube colour cube books to pick your palettes from. I do, but I just wanted to try and go with a different kind of idea with it, so I saw that and I chose that, and I implemented that into the picture, and I'm quite happy with how that turned out. I say it's like spring, but it's also like winter and autumn. It's a very weird page, but I really like that one. So that's what I'm getting on with doing in this book. It's coming along really nicely. Finding the paper to be a bit more different, it's kind of a bit different from the Hannah Carlson pick. Some people say it's very similar to the Hannah Carlson pages paper in there, but I think it's a little bit different. It kind of doesn't absorb as well, but I still like it. And yeah, as you can see, I've got a lot more to do. I think one of my favourites has definitely got to be this girl here. Where is she? With that hair and the ship and the waves. I love that. Anyway, that's what I've done in that one. I'll put that down there. And then, of course, we have gone back to Oceans and Stars, an astronomy, art and colouring book. And I did finish this one, which I was working on previously, of this girl here. I used my, I believe it was this is such an old bag of pens. These ones for her skin. These are the Touch New sketch markers. They're skin tone ones. I don't know if you can still purchase these anymore. They might not be available to purchase, but I did get them on Amazon initially. But yeah, they might not, Amazon might not have them anymore, but that's what I used for her skin. In different shades, toning over it and trying to make it kind of work. I went a bit wrong there, and some of the colour from her turquoise hair ended up smudging onto the skin tone, if you can see that. And I tried to go over it, but it didn't really work, and now it's really annoying me that big smudge is there, but there's nothing I can do. And then the rest of it is outlined in, I wanted to kind of make the background kind of stand out because it wasn't standing out enough, so I ended up outlining that in the let me see, I think it was still these pens, these ones, the Artico acrylic, just the acrylic markers, because they're really good for outlining things like that. And then the rest of them, I think it was Prismacolor. The rest of it, Prismacolor, a few different pens. For here, I think it was Prismacolor and pen for this little bralette top that she's wearing. And then the, yes, I believe that was Prismacolor, and it looks like it was a marker, so I must have used a marker on there. And then for the these big leaf things, I also use just an ordinary Sharpie to quickly colour them in. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know if I like it as much as my previous one, but it's okay. I guess she's okay. I'm getting on with it. I'm getting there, so I'm quite happy with that one. Put it there. And then the next one was from Hot Tropics by Karla Magana, and we have it's one I'm working on, but I have one I did the other week, which I believe I showed, and then I have the one I've just recently done, which is, oh, I went over that one here. This was an altered page. Originally she had blonde hair and no background here, but I've added in the silhouette of the background, and I gave her black hair, and I changed a few of the colours around a bit and made it pop a bit more. So that's what I was working on, because I really did not like what I'd initially done with her. But yeah, that's why it's got altered down at the bottom. Let me just see if there was anything else I did. No, I think that's all I did for that. I was just going to briefly show that as to what I have been doing, because yeah, I've been working a bit on that just to try and get that better. I've got another one in this that I'm not so keen on, which I did when I was first colouring, and it's this one and I absolutely hate it. So I might go over and try and alter that sometime and see what I can do with it. And then we have Girl Moments, again working in this book. Very fun, very quick, brief, you know, fun but easy to do. And the last one I did, oh yeah, I found this page that someone had done on YouTube and a tutorial of how to do it with this kind of effect, and I followed that and that's what I came up with, and I'm really pleased with that one. Technically, I don't know if I'd say it was entirely my own, but I did do the sky slightly differently. But I love the effect that they did with the silhouette and the light, and I thought that would be really good to try and experiment and see what I came up with. And it's kind of worked. It's not as good as theirs, but yeah, there is I've forgotten who did the tutorial, but I watched it through and then kind of used what I had and made my own version of that. But I'm quite happy with it. Yeah, it's quite good. Just seeing there wasn't, and then I went in with this one. I did this one I put a 70s colour theme. I did, as I say, a 70s kind of colour theme, and I really like how she turned out, especially with this blue like denim suit and the flower and the yellow flowers on it, and all the plants and the little brown bucket, and I just thought it was really nice. It was really fun to do, especially if you pick a colour theme and just go with it and see where it takes you. And then the rest of these, I did this one as well. Unfortunately, I was going again with a colour theme, but I didn't have the right colours, and after a while I had to kind of revert to using other colours, excuse me, that I wanted to use. So in the end, I've come out with something that looks like a very 90s inspired palette kind of page, if you see what I mean, like a 90s colour palette. But anyway, there you go, that's what I did there. I'm not entirely impressed with that. And also I had a bit of a problem with shading her skin and her leg. It's gone really patchy there. I don't know why. It's really annoyed me, but I'm going to have to leave it. And then, yeah, and then there's just the other ones that I did previously. Obviously my test page. And then the other ones I did previously from before. So I'm getting there. You never know, I might be able to complete that book. Then this one is from Retro Deco by, of course, Karla Magana. I love her books. I might be purchasing more. We saw that one, put a brim in it. Loved how that one turned out. And then I did this one, which reminded me very much of hopscotch. So my idea was, okay, what I'll do is, because of that, I'll do an 80s colour theme. And then I'll add numbers. These numbers were added with my stencil that I have. I was never a fan of numbers, funnily enough, as a child. Maths not being my strongest point, but I do like kind of like lettering and numbers and fonts. So this felt like a perfect way of kind of incorporating that into it. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just looking at my notes here. Yeah, I don't know. I never really tended to kind of do a lot of games like hopscotch or any of that, but I just like the idea of incorporating that into a page, and then I just outlined the numbers to give it a bit more depth and make it pop a bit more. And then the last one I did on in this book was of this lady here. This is a very deco page, Art Deco, kind of Art Nouveau page, but absolutely love it. Loved my colour choices with this one in particular. At first I wasn't sure how I was going to do it. Again, it seems to be like a checkers board background, but I really like how it turned out, and I love her kind of headdress, and then this turquoisey part that I did at the back of that. So yeah, that was that one. And then of course this one, which we saw back at Christmas, and yeah, I don't believe I've done any more since that, but yeah, I'm really liking doing that book. And then today, finally, I have finished. I'm sorry, I keep moving the sheet up and down. I have finished one from the Occult Folklore colouring book by, of course, Touches of Law. This one has been so much fun to do, and it was a relatively quick one compared to some of the other ones that I've done. Like this one of the mermaid took forever, but this one that I've done has been a much quicker kind of process. And that's just my colouring page. I don't know why I really used it, because it was not a double page spread, so I didn't have to. Sorry, a single page spread with something on the back that I didn't mind about going over, so I didn't really have to use that to stop it. Anyway, forget that. So yeah, I did this one of the moon and the others meant to be suns, I think. Anyway, and then the flowers I did with my new Tombows and some acrylic markers, the ones that I've just shown. And then, oh, and for the stars here, I don't know how well that's picking up, but they are a very sparkly, like a very sparkly silvery colour. I'm trying to get that on camera. I can't really see the camera. There we go. Yeah, so you can see that. And for those I used, just see, it's gone from them. Oh, I found it. For them I used a super golden marker by, it doesn't say actually, just super gold marker, or maybe that's it there, guana, oh god, anyway, however you pronounce that. So that's what I use on the stars to make them shine. And then I just, as I say, went over mostly in my new Tombows. And then for the moon, I use my Polychromos. And then a bit of pen for her lips, just to add in the lips and give that a bit of definition. I'm really happy with how that turned out. The moon, they've, as I say, they do their own version. So that's their version they've done at the back, which I quite like. I didn't copy as much with this one that I've done. I wanted to do something more my own style, my own kind of colours and variations on that. So yeah, that's what I did. But I quite like it. I mean, I don't know if I like it as much as theirs, but obviously. And I might give mine a background. I've just left it plain at the moment, but I might come back and like do the background or just leave it. I mean, I think it looks okay being left like that, but we'll see. I'll soon decide, I think. And I want to be getting back to doing more than this, so that was really good. So yeah, that's all I have to show today. Stay tuned. I will be back sometime, possibly next weekend or the weekend after. It might have to be, I'm not sure, but I'll be back soon. Yeah, so hope you enjoyed that. Bye.